Good night again, Fishing Trips team. We were talking about the levels. So I do my markups on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. And if something changes during the week, I try to observe that the best I can. But if I'm unable to observe it during the week, I still have my risk management to keep my account live, even though I am going against the correct cycle, right? Or the correct direction. So this is what I had. This is an example of me getting it wrong at the beginning of the week, but still being able to make some good money off of a pair. So for gold, I usually start from the 4 hour. I would try to go up to the daily or higher to get a better idea. But immediately on gold for me, what I was able to see was this. That's a peak high. This is a level 1 accumulation, level 2 pullback. So I'm looking for a level 3. So my next step now was to investigate what's happening here, right? From this peak low up to around up there. So the next step was I went down and I looked at in this smaller level or in this smaller cycle, what do I observe? And from my understanding, what I saw was this. That's a peak low, that's level 1. This here was level 2. And let me delete the other stuff. So level 1, level 2, and I was looking at is level 2 completed. So based on what I observed, this was the peak low for level 2. That's 1 level, 2 level, 3rd level, peak high. So at the beginning of this week, I was looking to sell this when I got the opportunity, right? So go down to the 15 minutes now. So let's see what happened on Monday. Monday. It's Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So Monday, we had a nice type 1. Asian, first leg London, second leg New York. Entry trigger on the second leg, take the trade. Boom. This one came back up, but I was profitable on this because I took partials. The other position that was left to swing, it got stopped out. But overall, I made profits on that one. So New York session is done. We're going into Tuesday now. Tuesday, what do we have? Let me put on this Asian session range. Tuesday, I think I took this one. I didn't swing all the way down though. I closed off at the bottom of the Asian. All right, so this here, it had a type 1 as well. So you have your Asian, London, all of this, it's still within the Asian range. Then New York, you had your first leg and you had your second leg. Take yourself from there, you made profit. So we're talking about directional bias here, right? I was bearish at the beginning of the week based on what I was seeing from the other time frames, the 4 hour and the 1 hour. We're coming down to the 15 minutes now, dealing with them on the intraday. So on Monday, made some money, didn't get the swing, got stopped out, but we made some money on Monday. On Tuesday, we had another type 1, made some money there as well. Wednesday. Notice how they played this one on Wednesday, right? So they created this peak, came all the way down, pull back. They formed this as the first leg, second leg. So how I was interpreting this is that they came off the peak high, and this was level 1. Because remember, I was counting it as my completed cycle, right? And I was counting this now as going down to level 2. So I traded here. This one was intraday as well. Took that there, goes off down here. And then for the entire last night, this thing came all the way back up. Even to today, it came all the way back up to this peak. So my reassessment today now, what do I have on my reassessment? So on the 4 hour, remember we had initially 2 levels completed. So that's 1, that's 2. This here now looks to me like it's the 3rd level because I am bearish. I don't know if anybody else has a bullish bias on it, but let me just say I am bearish. Level 1, level 2 pullback, looking for a level 3. So my perspective on this from this point on level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm looking to get tomorrow or maybe in the new week, if I'm able to see a formation for a type 1 during the new year, I'll be looking for a sell. All right, so this is how I work the levels and cycles. And it's for the ones that I can see clearer than the other ones. So I had this one. This was my favorite pair for this week. And I made good money on this for this week. GN, a bit not clear on GN. So not my favorite pair, but what I have is I have a completed cycle over here. PKI. Wait a minute. All right, so PKI, 1 level, pull back, 2 level, accumulate, 3rd level, peak low. Or if you want to look at this like as an inverse head and shoulder, in either case, it's a reversal pattern, and then level 1, and then all of this here, accumulation. So for my bias, I'm looking for them to make a level 2. I'm looking for them to generally head back up, however they do it, to complete that cycle. All right, so this is my outlook on this at the beginning of the week. Let's look at where we were Monday. Let's remove this indicator. Or do I have to go down to the 15 minutes? All right, good. So 15 minutes, we can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this played out really nice. I didn't swing this up either. I only took intraday setups on this. Back this indicator. So Monday we had a beautiful type 1. Right. So we have our Asian session here on Monday. First leg London, second leg New York, entry trigger. Set your take profit up there. You're good. Stop loss from here to here. Take profit from here to here. Right. And then during the Asian session, this moved up. During the London session, it moved up. New York session, I do not trade continuation setups. I know we have other persons that would trade the continuation, like they see them chopping here and then they had the pullback, issue the morning star, and then continue pushing up. New York, continue chopping, then Asian, they did that. This was news. We had a GBP NZD news at what time was this? 7? Yes, we had the news. So at the beginning of the week, my bias was, okay, we're at the bottom of this range for the first level. So I'm in favor of them continuing bullish. I only took this one. I didn't count this as an opportunity, but if it was a swing, it would have been in really good profits. So that's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And the news brought the end to that rise, and they're at the top of the range. They're at the top of the range here now. All right, let's go back to the 4-hour. And right from the top of the range, they're now starting to go back down, and they're now somewhere at the bottom of the range again. So I'm in favor of going bullish on this in the new week. We don't have any news event in this tomorrow, so I'm not really fussy about trying to trade it. I actually tried to trade this today because we have our Asian. This is what I counted as the first leg in London. So Asian, counted this as the first leg in London. I was looking at this. I was looking at this here to be the second leg. Stop loss was around there. News hit. They did this. They went up a bit. And then boom, stop me out. Came all the way back down. Issue the morning star, back up, accumulated. So they used the news in this case here to clear the stops, my stops included. But the benefit of trading the particular system that you're trading, you need to manage your risk appropriately. Not because you have a strong bias in a certain direction means you're going to extend your stop loss. You still have to set it to a certain percentage. So if you're risking 1%, per trade. You lose your 1%, that's fine, because you will have losses. You will not win all of your trades. Nobody does. But the issue that this was the stop hunt. I didn't trade this back for the day, but this was a good opportunity with acceptable risk. The pattern wasn't there fully. Really, it's a really skewed pattern, but good risk, good timing. You have a good entry. Boom. Could have made some money on that. And then it's highly possible that they're now going to, after accumulating here, start their move back up to level 2. Right, which is what I was expecting them to do at the beginning of the week, to go up to level 2, but it just went up to the top of the range and then back down. Right, so this is how I integrate my understanding of the levels and cycles. Not my favorite setup here in terms of the levels and cycle, but it was just at a really nice spot at the bottom of the range or close to the bottom of the range for me to take a high probability setup that you're going to continue going up. If it was at the top of the range here, I'm not looking to sell. If it's at the bottom, then based on my bias, I'm looking for it to go bullish. And this is really all I did for the entire week. Gold and GL. And I marked this up at the beginning of the week. These are my favorite levels. I did not focus on anything else. So that's my approach. Do you have like a similar approach that you take, Mary, or do you monitor multiple pairs?
I've picked 3 to 5 pairs that I monitor. And yes, I do my top-down analysis. And then I try to, get on the right side of the trade, of course. Once I step down to the 15-minute time frame. And like I did that, what I tried to trade today was Euro shift, but yeah, I wasn't successful at that. It kind of went down and then it went back up on me. So, but yeah, my bias on Euro shift overall was bearish.
So you're bearish at the moment. Where did you mark your peak high?
Well, the peak high, I think, was coming out of the London session, if I'm not mistaken. And I was looking for the one more push to go up in the New York session. And so I was taking it back down. Once that push went up in the New York session, I was thinking that then I would have one more drop to catch that sell. And it just didn't work out that way.
I see what you mean. So you're looking at, remove that. This was the London. We had 1 pullback, accumulate, 2 pullback. So you were looking to go short from here for the final push.
I think I waited to that buy went up, that last buy there.
This one here?
I mean, that last push up. Because I was counting. See, I miscounted because I counted where you counted 3, I counted 2. Coming out of the London session, I counted 2 pushes there. And I also counted 2 pushes up. So I was expecting that, that one more bullish push up in New York. But I was thinking it was going to come back down for that final push. So I miscounted. And that's the reason why it didn't work out the way I was thinking that it should.
Okay, no problem. So, but in terms of the top-down analysis, where did you mark your peak high as from the 4-hour? Do you start from the 4-hour or from the daily?
From the daily, I think I really have it from the monthly, but I really look at the daily and then the 4-hour,
Okay,
for me to trade the intraday setup.
So from the daily, where are you counting your peak? From here? From here?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, right up top there.
And then, so this is going to be level 1?
Yes.
Level 2?
Yes, exactly.
Level 3?
And so that's one level, right?
And you deal with this as an accumulation?
Yes, or a retracement, actually. I look at that as a retracement, and usually I try to count 3 to 4 up on the retracement before I look for the rollover.
And you count the 3 or 4 in here already?
Right, exactly.
So I'm not gonna go down to the micro cycle. I'm just gonna say that's a completed cycle because you already tested it. So this is our new peak high now after the reset.
Yes,
And where are we? Is this level 1 and pullback?
yes, I think, I think so. Just looking at it.
Level 2 accumulation?
Okay. And then that final, I guess that final push there.
Good, yeah. So we are now expecting this to be our final cycle. So we have to understand what's happening here to make a decision. But from the daily, that's 1, 2, 3. Either we have a completed cycle and looking for it to bottom out and then go up, or we may have an incomplete cycle and looking for several more, or maybe just one more level drop. But let's have a look from here now. Okay, good. So we know what's happening on the daily. At least from Mary's perspective, we can't say we know for sure because this is not one that I'm tracking personally. However,
Right. I have that, I think I have like that third level,
Mhm.
but the second push, if I'm saying that correctly.
well, let's mark. Let's delete everything here first because we just wanted to give a bigger perspective before we come down to the closer time frame. So this is definitely our peak high clearly. This is one level accumulation. I'm gonna have trouble finding the other levels, so help me out. Is it this?
Yeah, go up some more for me. Move your screen up. I can't see it down there.
What do you mean?
I
Zoom
can't
in?
see down here. Yeah, okay, down there. So I'm trying to compare my chart to yours. So I'm on the third daily level, but the second push, if that makes, if I'm saying that correctly.
Mhm.
Like on the daily level, I'm at the third level or the third push. And then you have those levels inside of the daily. So I'm on my second level inside of the daily. But the first push, that's the way I have mine.
And what about the 4 hour? What do you have on the 4 hour?
On the 4 hour, same thing, like it's retracing from that first push down. Like I have 2 levels on the 4 hour, and I have that first push completed on the second level. And it's like it's retracing before it goes down to the second push in the second level. Hopefully I'm not confusing you.
A bit, but that's fine. That's fine, right? And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the call, right? You
Okay.
may have, or someone may have a good perspective on what's happening on a specific asset, and another
Mhm.
person may not have that same clear perspective. And
Exactly.
what's important is that don't try to fit yourself into somebody else's mold. We all have the same education. So apply it to you personally where it fits best. For me this week, gold and GBP, NZD was my favorite. Well, gold was my favorite. GBP NZD was my second favorite. And those are the only two that I watch. For you, you're a CHF, you have your understanding and you know what you're working with. And it's okay to be wrong with your bias as well. If you're wrong, how will you survive into next week? By only taking specific types of setup with acceptable risk. And even if you get stuff out, that's the cost that you're paying to get a better understanding of what is the real bias. Right?
Yes, I was looking for that. Correct. I was looking for that to be the high on the 15-minute time frame. I was looking for that to be the high of the week. To catch that, to catch the bearish move down for the next couple of days. But it
Nice.
didn't work out. Because I was looking at my Mondays, I was looking at Monday for my range. And so according to that, it looked like that would be where it is now. It looks like that was the peak for the week, the high peak for the week, for me to catch it going bearish.
Well, continue monitoring. Let's see what we have tomorrow. Or, well, tomorrow, I don't think you have any news on this. So that might just be accumulating still, but see what you have next week. Or maybe review, for me, as what I'll be doing for my levels, I'll be reviewing everything again see where I am, but I think I like where GN is. I like where gold is still, so they might still be on my watch list, or I might get some other assets that I'm gonna add on. But I try to keep it simple and do what works for me, because I have tried in the past to like follow what everybody else is doing, and it gets overwhelming. I find that when I just focus on what I'm able to see and work with it, even when I'm wrong, I have a system in place to protect my capital. That's my primary objective, protect my capital and then make money whenever I get an opportunity. That has been working really well over the past 3 months running so far. I haven't ended a week in a loss, which is great.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so Mira, it seems like this call was just for you and I, because our time is almost up. There's just a few other things I want to run through. Some persons asked me to talk about these indicators. Just keep in mind that the indicators are not the most important aspects of the method, but they do help you to see certain things. And as you could see, I use the Asian session range, for example, to help me identify the Asia, New York, London, and some other key levels like previous week high, previous week low, yesterday high, yesterday low, top of Asian, bottom of Asian, middle of Asian. They help me to see clearly where the type 1, type 2, type 3 might be forming, whether it's at a previous high or a previous low, which would be a good point for me to try to engage. The next one is the day of week indicator. So I can easily see that, okay, this is Monday, this is what happened Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it's good when you're going back. Like if you're back testing, you might figure out that, hey, I trade Monday to Fridays, but it seems that I am more profitable on between Tuesday and Thursday. These are the days that I'm more profitable in. And having this indicator on would help for you to easily see which day you're trading when you're journaling. There is also buy and sell signals for the EMAs. I put that on from time to time. I don't use it heavily. I don't use indicators heavily to help me make a decision of whether to trade or not. I use them as confluence after I've already taken the trade. They're not as heavy, but I'm just showing how to use them. So for each particular EMAs, if the ketchup and mustard crosses, that's a good entry. If it reaches the 50 EMA, that's a point that it could possibly reverse or stall. If it reaches the 200 EMA, that's a good time to exit the trade. If everything is below the EMA, it means that it's extended in a certain direction, highly likely that it's going to reverse. If it's extended below or above, that would indicate a reversal in either direction. All right. Close this off. Where is it? I gotta keep emphasizing that the indicators are not what you're gonna use to be successful. You have to have your system and you have to actually put in the work, manage your risk properly, take only the best setups. So don't try to just say, oh, Hilton uses EMA, so I should focus on these. I don't use them that much, but I just want to talk about them a bit. So the TDI, how I use this is to spot divergence, right? So if I have a case where I'm seeing something like this is set up like this, but this is set up like that, that's divergent because the chart is going this way, but the TDI is going this way. So what does it indicate? It indicates that it's about to reverse, right? And notice here, this indicator said that it's going this way. The chart is going that way. Did it reverse? No, it didn't reverse. So it's just an indicator. It's not a leading. It's not a leading. I can't use indicator again, but it's not something that you should use to make a decision solely. Like, don't forget everything else and just look at this. Right, but I just wanted to show how that works. What else do I have? So TDA, buy and sell Asian session range. Yeah, so that's all. I don't use any other indicators. Great, so Since nobody else have anything else they want us to address, that brings us to the end of the call. Have a good weekend. Catch you guys next week.
Thank you, Hilton.
Thanks, Hilton.
You're welcome.